welcome to yet another conversation of Just Be. My name is Agakura B, and I'm here with my friend and amazing colleague Jenn B. And really excited because today I'm going to be interviewing her. And it's going to be a conversation around ADHD. And so, if you're ready,
Sure.
just feel welcome to join us with grab your favorite beverage. What are you having, Jen?
Water. I'm hydrating.
You're hydrating. Good.
I
I'm
figured
having
it would be a good tip for my fellow ADHD people because hydrating for me is very hard.
same here. I've been on this half liter of water since the morning, and it's now 6:30 in the evening. So yes, that may be something will be coming in. And well, let's just chill and chat. Hello,
Okay.
Jen. How are you?
I'm good today. It's my morning, it's your evening. It's kind of fun how we meet in the middle with that. And so
Yes,
that's
that's true.
it's been a good way to connect. You had some
Now,
good ideas for today, my friend.
oh, I'm really looking forward to this. Probably it's going to be like, the way when I had the idea was like, oh, we could go there, we could go there. So I'm just hoping to stay.
You're speaking my language. We can go here, there, and everywhere. That's
Exactly. And
yeah.
it's a beautiful Beatles song, one of my favorite one, Here, There, and Everywhere.
Oh,
So,
I forgot about that too. And I'm gonna start a timer to see how
oh
long
yes,
I stay on track today.
let's do that. Let's definitely do that. And then I had to remind myself what helped me is like, it's not your last conversation with Jen. It's not like you have to like 5 minutes with Jen B. They're going to be more. So you've mentioned in several of our episodes that you are late diagnosed with
Mhm.
ADHD. And so my first question is, um, was there a before and an after that actual, if I understand it right, there was an appointment? It's not something that you get on quickly. It's sometimes includes a lot of waiting. And
Yes,
then
over here
after this,
especially.
pardon?
Over here especially.
I've heard from a friend in the UK,
Yeah.
it was months, it wasn't years, but still, um, yes, was there an before and an after?
Before and an after. Yes. The before was we talk about conscious and unconscious knowing and learning and where we have, and it was a lot of need strategies that were created. I needed to fit in here. I needed to be able to function here. I had a job, so not being an entrepreneur, I was working for someone. So I needed to show up. I needed to perform. There was a lot of must, have tos, shoulds. So I had to come up with strategies going through this and growing up to help me fit in. And so that would be unconscious, coming up with those strategies. The conscious was the after that, oh, I made lists this way because it worked for me and I could get things done. Oh, when I couldn't get myself to go and engage in a task, that wasn't me being lazy. That was me just executive dysfunction. It was just, I didn't have the ability to encourage myself to go get it done. So the before and after is for me, I was subconscious and asleep, and the after was I'm awake and realizing there's clarity. That's more of what it is. There's a lot more clarity now. Even looking back, going, oh, maybe my some of you have been watching for a while might know that I love post-it notes. So maybe my love of post-it notes came from that. There's such a great tool that I was able to pick up and really use. So they became even stronger after my diagnosis, and I was able to talk and meet with someone and really talk about and process the late in life diagnosis because you realize you start having all this grief and shame and of things you didn't recognize and couldn't do. And so through that process, the the post-it notes did become that was one of my life-saving savers. Like somebody threw me a thing and I was holding on and going, that works for me. Someone might tell me, oh my gosh, I got a new planner. My instincts go, oh, what's your planner? How's it work? Like, does it work for you? Like, I jump in, like, tell me what works for you. Because I was always trying to figure out how I could make it work. Yeah, that's about it.
So, am I hearing right that actually someone telling you that you had ADHD was some kind of a you're free to be permission?
Absolutely.
Wow.
It was you're seen and
Mm,
you're okay. They don't use the term you're normal because there's no normal.
there is no,
I
no,
mean, there's
no.
society's definition, but they went,
Mm.
you're human. I see you. You're a good person.
Mm.
So be you. That's really, I felt seen and supported, and then the permission to just move forward with who I am. That's,
And do you feel that you too had like there was Jen meeting Jen and
yes,
embracing her?
yes. And in our coaching programs and stuff, doing a lot of the inner work and the inner child work, there's a lot of healing for that too. There's a lot of going back and going, you're good where you were. Like
Mm.
it's a lot of learning self-love, learning self-acceptance and standing in who I am. Yeah.
Yeah.
Mm.
So thank you for sharing that. I'm going to move into a tool that is used a lot in coaching, and it's called most of the people in the coaching world call it Wheel of Life. We've where we've been trained, it's called the 10 environments, and it's the idea that life is not just one, because you know the term when people say, "Oh, life is getting too much," or I don't know how to do this, and we see life as a mountain. And I always also say overwhelm looks like a mountain, but it's different pieces, different stones that make up that mountain of overwhelm. And it's the same with life. So if you imagined your life to be a cake, and then the different areas of your life are the are the
I
different
see.
pieces of the cake, right? So you have your physical environment, you have your health, and then there you can also again make two slices and say physical health and mental health. Then you have yourself, the relationship to yourself. You have money, you have work and career. So because they interact, because you can rate your money, the area of money at a 10 and be like, I'm really good, but work and career is a 1. So I hate my job and have this amazing income, which is why this tool is so handy in coaching because you help people to actually find solutions that align with who they are so that how can I look for a job that will um, provide me with the money that I would like to have, but also fulfill me?
Right,
Because I think we all know people who hate their job. And when you ask them, why don't you leave? Well, the money's great, the benefits, and so on. And
right.
then you have your spiritual life and you have your core relationships. All that makes up the wheel of life.
Yeah, all of it.
And I am going to ask you to tell me three areas that pop up for you that you, when you were diagnosed with ADHD, that you have found non-negotiable to be really focusing on them and working on them that they are good, because otherwise all the others just won't it just won't function. So what are those areas for you?
So, oh goodness. And I'm looking down at my chart too. It's a puzzle for me. They do fluctuate as we know because of life and situations. And
Mm.
so for me, really my physical surroundings. So how crazy is my office? How crazy is my bedroom? How clear is it? I've gotten to the stage in life where the little things called tchotchkes, like lots of little stuff, is too much for me because I'm still trying to process all the other sensory input. And if you add extra stuff, it's too much. I'm a pile, not a file person. So I'll put things in a pile. And I also know that it might be ADHD, it might not be, but for me, it's if someone's coming over, and I recognize this as a child, I would have to clean my room. Everything would go in my closet. I'd pick everything up, put it in my closet or under my bed, because if you couldn't see it, it was clean. Um, Now I've gotten really good since we had just moved a year ago, and so there's a lot of getting rid of things and giving things away. And now I try to put things in drawers, not just junk drawers, because then it just piles up, but I'll put everything back where it belongs. So my physical is very important for my brain.
Mhm.
Um, and I will connect. There's two different ones in our puzzle. It's called spiritual and one's called nature. And for me right now in this journey, my spiritual is also connected to my nature. So those two connect. If I feel disconnected, I can go out into nature and feel both reconnecting. So those two are very important. So I put them together. I know they're separate and there's different things I have with different ones. And then myself, myself concept, my self-worth. There's like that box of self. That's also an important one, especially for ADHD, because I was realizing I had become such a people pleaser. I didn't know. Did I like this? Was this my thought? Or am I participating in this because I want to be with others and support them? So self is very important in the environment for me too.
Right. And um, so you said your physical surroundings, spiritual and nature that are to go together for you and yourself. Um, so if these three are not aligned with who you are, the others will automatically not really be able to hold that, right? So
Right,
be it career, be it money, be it
right.
relationship to others. So these are the three that you need to
That
start
I
with for yourself.
exactly that I focus on.
Okay.
Yeah.
And so, how does that look? If we talk about the physical, what is non-negotiable? What has become something where you need to do so that you feel at peace?
Um, so physical surroundings to be peaceful. It would be the lights behind me. So when I set up this room, I set up a room that I could walk into and feel calm energy, a place I could focus and work. I have a view out the window into some trees. So I actually pulled my physical surroundings with nature in. Um, and organized chaos. There's still chaos. My desk is still a mess a bunch of times, but at least it's organized and I don't feel that I couldn't clean it up if I took the time and the moment to do it.
And here's what I was wondering as I was preparing for this, is is it all too healthy for the ADHD brain if everything is totally organized, or is it actually something that sparks your creativity when you just have this table full of crayons? Is there something where it's like that works for me? Or
I'm sure it does for some. For me, if
uh-huh.
there's a whole bunch of crayons in front of me and I can either pick a canvas or a tablet or that's overwhelm. Where do I start? What are my rules? What am I supposed to do? For me, that's a lot. But if you say, I want you to go in there and I want you to color me a picture with three colors on any of the, I could go and sit down and go, oh, and then I would pick colors that worked for me and I could find the tablet or a canvas or whatever it is and do that. But if you give me a lot of things where I can see it, I mean, it's too much overwhelm for me, for my brain to make the decision.
So it's a balance.
Yes. Doesn't mean I
And
don't want to see it,
uh-huh.
but don't give me a task without a little bit of parameters so my brain can go, oh, I can go that way with it.
Okay. And what about when let's say, because for many of us, our computers, and for many people who have ADHD, our computers are part of our physical environments, they're part of
Yes.
our workspace. What about tabs?
I
How
knew we
do
were getting to this one. And one of our favorite people just his desktop drives me crazy. But
does
my
it?
tabs,
Mhm.
because my brain fires off ideas a lot, I'll open a tab with an idea, and open a tab with the next idea, and open a tab with it so that I know as I'm going along what tasks to do. It helps me kind of organize and not forget a really great idea. If I'm in the middle of a project, I'm like, oh, I'll open a tab, start whatever it is, and then go back to my task. So it is task management. It is also the pile, not file type of thing for me because I'll just kind of put it all out there and then go, oh, I know exactly where that is. It's there on my
But it
desktop.
sounds like it's, as you say, the word management. There is organization and
Yes.
management behind that. And I was also wondering, um, because when you've talked about being a child with ADHD at school, and the way
Mm,
each it was seen by adults,
yeah,
are you now able to actually see the geniality?
I think so. When I stop and go back, then yes. Yes. Um, Go
So
ahead.
it's actually that people weren't able to make sense of it and then decided it was something that wasn't supposed to be and that wasn't good, and maybe tried to just suffocate the geniality of a child with an ADHD brain. Because it very much seems like you have been able to do that organization and to see what works for you.
As I got older, yes, in school, there was more programming where you sit, stand, look, talk. There was a whole lot more of a structure that way. So the structure came from the system.
Mhm.
So I had to figure out how to fit in where I could in that system, but I was within the system.
Mhm.
So they helped me with structure in a sense of I know now is reading time, I know now is writing, now is math.
Mhm.
But within those little blocks, I had to figure out how to
Mhm.
navigate. Yeah.
And before we move on, I know that you also teach. Has that changed, or do you still think that the system is not yet fit for children with ADHD or HSPs or
I can speak from my own personal experience of my different schools I've been at in the different states. And they're making great improvements. So this is my own
okay.
personal opinion.
Mhm.
Great personal improvements of noticing, of recognizing. It's just probably though within the last decade where they've really noticed, oh, girls could too. I mean, really, just a decade. That's it. Within the last 5 years, I've heard even more about it.
Mhm.
And maybe that came from the pandemic. I don't know. When we were all on virtual trying to teach and the kids were off doing their own little thing, and you're going,
Mhm.
maybe there's something more there with the attention, or there's more creativity. And I see it in the kids and I understand it. So,
Mhm.
as a guest teacher coming into someone else's classroom, I can enjoy the day, even with the troublemakers. And I put the quote unquote because they're not, they're just different in their personalities and in their energy levels and in their focus.
And you spot them immediately?
I might not know what it is immediately, but I can sense an
Hmm.
energy. And then I kind of watch it throughout the day and go, okay. And I won't diagnose it because that's not my job, but I can
Yeah.
understand it and go, dude, I see you. You and I,
Mhm.
girl, let's go. Let's go play or whatever it is. Because I'll see it and can kind of encourage it. And
Mhm.
just my favorite thing right now as a guest teacher is to go in and just pour, um, I see you, you're important, you're creative, you're kind. Like I pour that into the kids because that's
And
important.
that's something that you would have needed, right?
Oh
So
my
you're pouring
goodness.
what you would have needed.
Yes. I have one memory of a student teacher who did that for me. And so just knowing that, and that was when I think I was back in second grade, third grade. So yeah,
Right. Yeah. It's interesting how we go back and really gift what we feel we would have needed in that moment, right?
right.
And I also love the way you said that you started gifting yourself what you need. So your physical environment, and you made sure you're looking out into nature,
Hmm.
which is the second environment that is non-negotiable for you.
Yes.
And do you and how do you create moments to be in nature. Is that intentional or does it happen because you just love nature?
Wow, great question. Because it just, so in my journey with my own personal coaching that started a while ago, about 10 years ago, I was shaming myself for not getting out and not being outside. And because she said, well, where's your happy place? And I said, when I'm out, I was able to sit and go, when I'm outside, when I'm feeling sunshine and whatever it was. She goes, well, how about you just every morning, you give yourself 5 minutes, you go out the door, you walk out your driveway, you walk back and you come back in. And that's a success. And how many times do you think you could do that for a week? Like, I could do it every day. She goes, start with 1 or 2 days because you're not doing every day now. So it was a very small and gradual recognition that I needed nature. And she encouraged me to take that small step of just standing on my porch, walking out my driveway, and walking back.
Mhm.
So that's how it started. It started small, just like a snowball, and it started to build. And now I
And
recognize it.
this is so beautiful. And I hope that anyone watching or listening, um, just take note of the 5 minutes because whatever environments were important for you, you could still be like, okay, instead of shaming myself, can I do 5 minutes? Um, like if your core relationships, you feel you want to work on them, instead of thinking I need to spend an hour with my parents, an hour with just like, can I do a 5 minute call with my mom and still feel like I've worked on that relationship
Right. Right. Or maybe it is I'm going to do a 30-minute call with my mom once a week
once a week?
and
Yes.
not every day. So you brought up the 5 minute thing, and that's my new rule is if I can't figure out how to get myself going on a project, I'll give myself 5 minutes. I'll set a timer. Or if it's cleaning out my closet, I'm going to give myself 5 items. I've got to pull 5 items out to give away, or 5 items to throw away, or organize something for 5. Once you get going on the 5, your brain engages, dopamine gets hit. You can keep going if you want to, or you can stop and celebrate. Celebrating's huge too.
Yes.
Like you were going there. Just do it. Call your mom and then get off the phone and go, I did it. Or take the walk or drink the water.
Mm. Yes. Drink the water.
Oh, we'll drink the water and we get to celebrate with you. So drink yours and celebrate with us.
And I was just thinking, because you've talked about the vividness of the ADHD brain and all, like when you were opening the tabs and everything, is your inner talk and conversation also vivid? Do you talk to yourself? Do you say, let's do this? Or,
Oh, yes. I have conversations with myself in the term of, okay, do I want to do this? How do I want to do this? Well, maybe this would work better. And I say it out loud because I'm more auditory.
yeah,
I interact better hearing things and visualizing things. So I have to hear it, then I'll visualize it, and then I can process it. So I do talk to myself. I talk to my pet, my dog, because somehow transmitting it outside, I then hear it and I can
yes,
engage with this idea differently. I do say the word okay a lot. Okay, okay, okay. So if you all can relate with that, throw it in the comments. The funniest story I have is I went on a business trip with some friends, and I think there was 4 of us in a room. And we're all doing our little thing in the morning, and we're all saying, okay, okay. And we're moving from task to task saying, okay, until we all stopped, looked at each other, and started laughing because we recognized we were all using that little next, 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 next. Oh my goodness. So I know I'm not alone in that one.
you are. This is really hilarious because I remember there was once my brother came to visit when I was still living in a little student uni studio, and he was like, because I'm German, he's like, "Do you realize how often you say gut, gut,
Oot,
gut?"
oot.
It's like check. And I think I don't know from where this came from that the concept of talking to yourself is something that shouldn't be or is seen as abnormal, like, oh, he's talking to himself, oh, how crazy. But if you are the person you spend 24/7 with, How can it be that you only talk to everybody else and not to the person that is actually with you 24/7?
And now you bring up a very good point. The person you're with 24/7 should also be your best friend
Oh, yes.
and should be talked to the way you talk to people you truly like are the closest and that you love the dearest.
Exactly.
So when you said that, I went, oh, trigger button. I gotta be nice to myself.
Well, and that brings us that you've really done the beautiful transition to the self and to the third environment, the self concept, the
Mm.
self-worth. Um, what changed there? Because at the beginning I asked you, was there an after, before and an after the late diagnosis? What changed?
I think you brought up earlier, I was given permission to be me, which meant I
Mm-hmm.
could also accept me. I didn't always have to fix me. I wasn't needing to be fixed. I could grieve the person I hadn't become by being seen earlier. Like who knows where I would be. I'm happy and I'm accepting where I am and I'm recognizing and embracing that now. So the after is okay, that's the past. Let's move forward. Not saying I don't look at the past to kind of figure out, okay, that's where that might have come from, or that's where I might have gotten that belief system or block. It's moving forward and recognizing and noticing. It's a daily work. It's an hourly minute work of going, oh, wait, I'm okay. I'm good. I'm love me. I'm my best friend. And that's the after work. That's the beautiful blessing of now being in the journey of clarity.
And I know post-its play a big role in
Mm,
putting messages to yourself.
for me.
And I'm actually someone who's really like this is amazing because you see them wherever you go. What else are things that you do in
Oh,
order to show yourself love and appreciation?
I set alarms on my phone. I have an
Mhm.
alarm, two alarms every day, one in the morning, one in the evening. I took off my middle one because it was getting distracting to do a mirror exercise, just to stand in front of my mirror for 30 seconds and celebrate myself. Because I'm the only one that's going to do that. If I'm looking for others to celebrate everything I've done, I'm going to be waiting a while. Not that they don't, but it might not be the way I would need it. So I have two alarms on to celebrate. And then I also have two alarms, different times for a quick grounding. So I can just breathe and I feel and I hear, and it just resets me and it helps my energy. It helps my focus. So I set alarms on my phone. If someone says, let's get together and do a coffee, immediately it goes on my phone. Or if I have to ship something out to someone, I put it on my phone. Like lots of not to do tasks, but actual appointments. I put them in as appointments. So use that. I have accountability partners like you. I'm planning on doing this. And so if I haven't done it for a day or two, but I get a message from you saying, so how did that go? I go, oh, I guess I have to do that. Because I wouldn't have told someone who I'm close with that this is what I want to do and I want to be held accountable if I didn't want to.
Mhm.
So
Yeah.
yeah, accountability helps.
Accountability. And has evaluating some of your relationships, be it private or in work, also played a role in being this is who we are and this is what we don't want anymore and this is what we want more of.
Yes. Yes. Um, that's so funny. Yep. Just write it off to the side. I'm at this age, I don't have time for too much more drama. I'm kind of at that age of no more drama, thank you. And if you're going to bring me drama, I'm going to figure out, do you fit or do you not fit? And how does that look? And that's very hard right now because there's a lot of emotions, reflections, energy. This world is kind of going crazy. And so I'm being very careful with where I put my energy and my focus. Because as an HSP and ADHD, it can overwhelm. and short circuit a whole bunch of
Mhm.
positive thoughts and work. And yeah, I know we've talked about it. I can kind of get frustrated at myself saying, but I've done this. Why did I not remember this tool?
Mhm.
And then going, oh, wait, I'm in a different spot. So it's okay. Just pull that tool back out, work on
Yeah.
it again.
Yes.
Yeah.
And you just said at this age, and I was also thinking, why not earlier? So if you're listening and you're in your 20s or 30s, um, just maybe try and take us by the word that drama or people who look for drama are not, don't have your best interest in mind.
Mhm.
People who will try to manipulate you or who will actually cross the boundaries and not respect your needs
Yeah.
are, it's to be considered. I mean, I know we've all been there, like we want friends, but what friend would manipulate you into doing something that you don't want to do, or would gaslight you, or would actually
Right.
criticize you for being you?
Right. And
Just watch how people treat you.
if you're in that position, we hear you and we see you because we've been there. And I'm not going to speak for Agakura, but I can understand where you're at if you're in a place where it's not easy to leave or change.
Mm.
I would encourage you to start loving you, figuring out you and standing strong in who you are. Because if you're deeply rooted and when you become that, yes, the drama circles you, but it doesn't bend and break you. You just kind of sway with it. As long as you can figure out who, I would encourage you to figure out who you are.
Who you are, and as you say, it's sometimes not always easy. So I can't watch the videos where people say leave immediately if this, because it's like some, especially like now talking as HSPs, we may need time to transition out of, and it's okay to need time to transition out of a relationship. But what helps could be taking your time in answering messages, not feeling like I need to
Oh,
answer now because they want
right,
this from me now, or making a plan and saying, I have plans on those and that day. Just looking what works for you. And
right.
also, one thing that you said when you talked about the mirroring is like people don't always tell you what you can tell yourself.
Yes.
Um, and when not, also not when you need it. Sometimes you may really need this um feeling loved and appreciated, and people are in their own lives, so
Yeah.
it's not necessarily that they don't want to. Sometimes it's like you'll have a week where everybody tells you how they love you and how amazing you are, um especially around the holiday times, for example, and then there may be like this dire
Oh, right,
um like
right.
moment, and just be the one, like Jen said. I really love that, looking at yourself in the mirror.
It's and don't be it's a little difficult and don't be surprised if you start crying. I'm emotional. I get emotional sometimes because I'm like, someone else should have told me this. But no, it's no one else's responsibility to tell me they love me. It's my responsibility to tell me I love me. And so I've also learned that it's, is this mine or is it theirs? Like, do I need their feelings or, and a friend of mine and I, we have this really funny joke. It's called your force field. Like just grounding also helps you kind of be in your space and your energy. And then imagine a force field, a bubble around you. And if someone's trying to manipulate you or throw stuff at you, just kind of let it hit and bounce off. Let it go back to them because it's not yours. So that's also something I practice a bit too. So
Mhm.
but oh,
That's amazing. Like imagining yourself in that. And what do you do to imagine yourself in that? Do you do an exercise?
um, I'll do my grounding where I take a deep breath and I kind of get to the top and then I just imagine this energy coming around me. Sometimes it's actually a physical movement lately. Like if it's a very strong person in my circle who all of a sudden I'll just kind of go like this. Or if I'm in it and they can't see my hand at the bottom, I'll just kind of go, I'll just make a hand like this or I'll make a hand like this. If you see a hand come up or do something different, it's me mentally going, not mine, bubble, no. I might look funny on some people's radar, but It's an actual physical thing for me sometimes if it's an intense feeling coming at me. Yeah. It's just a
There's
lot of work and it's a daily journey. And it
mm,
doesn't mean we're less than. It actually means we're more than.
yes,
So, and I guess a
true.
last thought, my friend, to ask you about too is I also notice on my cycle, my ADHD gets thrown off a bit. My rejection sensitivity gets heightened. I'm like, oh, did I say that wrong? Should I not be wrong? Do I not have friends? Do they not like me? Oh my gosh, my whole brain will go. And I will leave you with the thought of don't go in here alone. Have someone with you. This is a very dangerous place to go in on your own and cycle and swirl. So,
Yes,
what are your
definitely.
thoughts?
And I just wanted to say, guys, probably mo many of you are like, oh my God, can Jen not just come and live with me and help me
I
figure
will be
this
there
out?
anytime, Agakura.
Just that you know, Jen is an amazing coach, and I just think that why I wanted to ask and why I think this, I know this is not the last conversation around ADHD, is that I found you approach it with so much compassion, self-compassion, understanding, and wisdom. And you've tried things, you've been there, you've experimented, you've tweaked. It's not all the intellectual. This is how the ADHD brain, and this is why we know you have made it this creative wisdom organization. Oh, there's so much in it. So, um,
Thank you.
I can only warmly encourage you to get in touch with Jen if you want to know more about her work. I know that you also have some freebies. Am I saying something that, yes, I know you've
Yes,
told
we do. We just don't have them
us
up quite yet. You'll see the links in the description if it's that
to the
time and
links.
it's already
Watch Your
ready.
Grounding, we'll put the link in there too. And another thing I'll say, we also are looking into doing an episode about neurodivergent leaders because there was once we were talking about how many leaders are there actually
Mhm.
that are identify as neurodivergent?
Or even
Be
HSP.
or yes, exactly, exactly. HSP. I always put it together,
Yeah,
but you're right for me, like, but you're right. Um, and so we'll be doing that because I remember that when you said the grieving of what could have been if.
right.
And so there'll be also look out for that episode. We don't know when because we somehow go with the flow. But thank you
As it
so much
should
for
be.
watching. Thank you so much, Jen, for sharing all that you shared and for being open to this interview because I know that you just dropped gems for people with ADHD and love you loads. Thank
Oh
you.
my gosh, back at you, my friend. Thank you for being the guide. So, as you know, in coaching, we're guides for you, and Agakura is amazing. And this is a love fest. We kind of really adore each other. So just know that I will always promote her. And I feel Agakura's got the heart. You've got this embracing safe space. And that's where I was able to come and talk with you today and share more about this because I know with you, I am seen. So I appreciate that so much too, my friend. Yay. And that's why we're on Just Be.
Just be. So have a great time till next time. Just be and breathe. And hopefully see you back at the next episode.
We'll see you soon. Bye.